today I'm actually showing you what it looks like when we take our cats to the vet. The very first thing that we have to do is take away their food, which means that they are extremely grumpy in the morning because the doctors might have to do blood work, or True's such a little jerk, he might have to be sedated. So no food, which they do not handle well. And Love is a very sweet girl. She's not going to fight, but she had some feelings. She had some feelings about not getting her food, and she was very hangry. Very hangry. So to chill her out, I gave her one of her brother's Feel Good going to the vet medicines, just to kind of mellow her out because she was really raging out of control about not being able to eat. Once I gave her her pill, though, she did start to calm down, which is always good. And these pills turn them into big, fat, fluffy potatoes. Like, they can do nothing when they're on this medicine. True, on the other hand, I had to give him 3 pills, and he is not easy to give pills to. In fact, he is a terrible nightmare. And you'll see in the videos that I use this technique, and I prefer to use the technique where I stand behind them and I put their little bootay in between my legs so I can kind of hold them and keep them from backing up. Basically, I just want to keep them from moonwalking away. And then you stand behind them and lift their upper jaw up and use the pill gun and shoot it in their mouths. That has worked really well for me with my other cat when he had cancer and he hated taking medicine. So I have just always kept using that particular technique. I absolutely had to. I would wrap him in a towel to get him to take it, but I really don't want to do all of that. I feel like it's unnecessary, and it's going to make him even more angry if I can just get it down the regular way. Next thing, I have to get both of these little minions of darkness out to the car by myself, which is super fun. So Love goes in her backpack, which is super simple, super easy. She's been going in that since she was a baby. And True used to go in his backpack until he peed in his carrier at the vet. And this thing is like cloth and material. There's no plastic to it. So they just basically took it in the back and like tried to rinse it out for me. And I had to take PP carrier home, which was not able to be cleaned real good. And then I had to stick it in my washing machine because I do not do dry clean only. Some of you guys might follow instructions. I just throw it in the washer and hope for the best. Okay, that's just the kind of gal I am. All right, it doesn't matter what it is. It says hand wash. I don't care. It's going in the washer. If it dies, it dies. It is what it is. But thankfully, I was able to wash this bag with no issues. So that was fantastic. And it came out wonderful. But ever since then, he gets the regular cat carrier for his vet visits in case he decides he wants to pee again. It is going to be a lot easier for me to clean up. Love in the front seat in the floorboard, and True in the back where I could see him. Now, you'll notice that I have all the windows of my car rolled down. There is a cool feature on my car where you can push a button on the key thing and all the windows go down. If you have the ability to do that before you put your cat in a car, definitely do that because it is so hot. I'm in North Carolina and I'm dying. I don't know how people are making it further south than me. Once I got them all in the car and I was exhausted and hot, I got on the air, cranked it up super high, and we were on our way to the vet. And of course, they were not happy. They didn't know where they were going. But once we arrived, they did find out where they were going. We went in, checked in, and they always take us back to our own private room. My particular vet is a cat-only vet. If you can find one of those, it is a 10 out of 10 for me. They take us back to our room and I put the cats down on the little bench there, and then they see this fantastic sign, which tells you how fat your cat is and if it's a big old chunker or if it needs to eat. So I was just waiting on the vet's assistant to come in, and basically she weighs them. She asks me what they're eating, asks me about their habits, so she has all the pre-information, kind of like a nurse would at your doctor's appointment. She was able to weigh Love because Love is a sweet girl. But we chose not to let True out of his cage to weigh him, just to put him back in, because he needs to come out. Everything needs to be done and he needs to leave. So Love did fantastic for her appointment. She got her rabies shot. She didn't have to have any new vaccinations. They looked at her teeth. Her teeth were good. Her weight is good. She's a perfect little angel, as we already knew. Duh. I gave her the name Love. How bad could she possibly be? Now, True, on the other hand, is my little cat that looks like he's been put in Pet Cemetery and just fresh dug out of that grave, okay? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's super sad. The time before last, I had left the room and I had left True out in the lobby. And then I went in with Love and Love did her appointment. And then I walked out and they took True in and did the appointment without me in there. And I believe this in my heart. He is a jerk, but he loves me so much and he knows exactly how much I love him. And he knows that anytime that I'm around, nothing is going to happen to him bad. And he can just wild out and act crazy because Mom is there. So last time he went in by himself, the vet was like, he was no problem. He was good. He was great. He was wonderful. I was like, okay, great. And she was like, I think it would be okay for you to, next time we'll try it with you in the room. They go to pick up True and he's losing it. He is losing it. So I said, I guess I should probably take her and go sit out in the lobby. And so that is what I did. And apparently, though, he still knew I was there because they had to bring out the gloves and the whole 9 yards to do his examination because, he's church from Pet Cemetery, like the full-blown thing. So I wasn't able to do his appointment or watch his appointment, which is perfectly fine with me because I trust my vet and my vet assistant. If you don't have a vet you trust, you really should work on that because I can't tell you the peace and joy that it brings to my life to have a vet that I love. I went back in there. They were putting him back in his cage. Of course, he's mad. And so once I got him out, I paid him back in the car. Well, since I had a bigger car, I'm like, maybe I can just put him in the front seat too. That way I can see him. And so I put Love in the floorboard, put him in the front seat, and I was able to carry them both in the front seat back. When we got home, they're tired. True's been fighting everybody and their mama. Love is still doped up. And so I let them out of their cages. They kind of get out and they are wobbling around the house. And then I always feed them because I know they're starving because they haven't eaten anything. And it was like, I don't know, probably about 3 o'clock. And they hadn't had anything since midnight the night before. So they're starving because they're not used to that. They get 2 meals a day and snacks in between. And so after I fed them, I gave them some dry food in their food puzzle. Our cats only eat dry food from food puzzles and they don't eat a lot of it. We use dry food like treats. It was hilarious. Number one, True is one of the smartest cats that I've ever had in my entire life. And he can figure out a puzzle feeder in 60 seconds. So he's so good at his food puzzles. Watching him try to do his food puzzles when he was all doped up was hilarious. And as you can see, he's trying to climb on the puzzle box. Like, I don't know what he thought that was going to help him out with, but he's wobbling around, stumbling around all over the place. I thought this was funny, so I just had to show you guys that. And then always after the vet, especially after they've gotten their rabies shots, they are stuck to my butt like glue. So after they eat and they do their toy puzzle feeders, both of them climbed up and wanted to be right beside me all night long. And it had been a big day for them. They were tired. Sometimes the rabies shots does make them feel not really great. So, of course, I was there for my babies and I accomplished nothing at all that day. And that's basically what it's like every time I go to the vet with my cats. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have a funny vet story or a cat that's just like he came out of Pet Cemetery as well, drop it in the comments for me. I would love to hear it. Thank you guys again so much for watching. And if you've got a cat that's possessed like mine, make sure you keep that holy water and cross handy.